So to get into our program, let me first welcome Bonnie Lee with Heart Sing Unlimited. Put your hands together for Bonnie.
Thank you. You're very welcome. My presentation is a little bit interactive to start with, so it would behoove this table back here that has 20 people around it to spread yourselves out. You'll notice a little thing on the center of the table. You can't get to know Heart Sing events without getting to know me, and the best way to do that is by me doing a little bit of what I do. So this is participatory, as I said, so I want everyone to stand and remain standing if you own a pet. Oh. All right, that table, you're going to have to stand again because you have everybody down, so that's not going to work. Remain standing if you will have turkey at Thanksgiving. Oh, right, there are people that eat ham, just saying. Remain standing if you do not like chocolate. I'm sorry, remain standing if you like chocolate. Oh, we did lose a few. Remain standing if you have some of your Christmas shopping done. Oh, we still have a couple tables with a couple people. Remain standing if you have never been to the ocean. Oh, we lost everyone there. Last group that was standing, please stand again. Remain standing if you don't know how to swim or don't like to swim. Boy, this is going to be really hard. Yeah, I said don't know how to swim or don't not like to swim. That's okay. That kind of gave you a feel for some of the activities that I do. The last person that was standing at each one of your tables, the little snowman in the center belongs to you. If there were two of you, I do have a couple of extras, which is why I suggested some of you move to a new table. I'm Bonnie Lee, and I am Heart Sing Events, because one of my favorite things to do is to help people have events that make your heart sing. I officially organized in July of this year. I offer all kinds of planning services. Weddings are one of my favorites, and receptions, but I also really enjoy helping with conferences and retreats and workshops and team building and stuff like that. I love the creative side of Heart Sing events or just event planning, and the process for me is what I find a lot of fun. I like to create events that are meaningful and interactive, such as something like this. This was a church camp that I did the whole week, and I can't remember if this was the year, but one year we focused on all of our activities centered around renewing, reusing, and recycling. So all of our activities, games, artwork, all of that kind of stuff, that was kind of our theme as we brought in the of course, Christian tradition that I am from. Unique and personal. In this case, we have a blended family. The children belong to the gentleman here, and so they wanted a way to represent the kids being involved in that. So, and of course, I added Yoda to one of the bridal bouquets that I did. Creative designs, so I enjoy that. Currently working with my local church on a giving, focused on giving for the month of Thanksgiving. So this is made out of a giant clothes basket, and as we bring our donations for the Open Door food pantry this month. As I said, I enjoy helping with events that make your heart sing. I want to make them memorable and meaningful, and that's who I am. So a little bit about me. I started as I said, I started officially in July, but I have done events probably since I was about junior high school, I started decorating cakes. I've helped with church camps at the same time as soon as I got to be old enough to do that. Over the years, as I graduated from college, well, in college I did a lot of residence hall events. You might call them dormitories because I was part of the residence hall staff. And as I graduated, I was able to stay home and raise my family for a few years. And of course, PTA events and fundraising events for the school systems. And then came here to the college and worked here for about 12 years as director of counseling and advising. And so I was responsible for all of the new student orientations. Left there, and currently, along with this business, I have a side gig that's full-time. And I'm a project manager for a software company. So that's who I am. What questions do you have?
Bonnie,
Yes.
what area do you serve?
What area? Yes. I primarily, local, somewhat local, but that's relative because it really depends on where the event needs to be. So, everything is negotiable. There may be travel costs involved. One of the things I have found most challenging, and especially for the DECA group, if you are interested in developing a business, is figuring out how to price your services. And of course, as I was sharing with Sydney, marketing myself. If you come up to me and say, Bonnie, I know that you do this kind of stuff. I need your help with whatever it is. Can you plan this for me? Great, I'm right there. But when I have to go to you and say, here's what I do, and this is how I do it, and here's how I can help you, that's a little more challenging for me. So those are kind of two areas that as you are going through school, you may want to work on those areas, and I know DECA is really good about developing those skills. So, yes.
I know a lot of times if you're providing services, word of mouth is your best resource for referrals. Have you thought about capturing some testimonials?
I do have those on my website, and Sydney encouraged me not to use my website because sometimes we have connection issues, but it is on my business cards. I do have a few of those testimonials, and one of the things that I was so richly blessed to hear from one of the moms was that I gave her and her daughter time because the father is no longer living, and so I gave her and her daughter time to have those moments themselves. And I'm sorry, I get emotional about that because it was a very meaningful, this was a wedding, it was very meaningful for me. Another event that was a very challenging, my sister was diagnosed with breast cancer 6 or 7 years ago now. She's cancer free, but a lot of people don't realize, maybe you do, how challenging it may be to speak with someone about cancer. What do you talk about? How do you address them? And so we got together and we had a hat and scarf party. And we talked about if you need to ask her questions, what are the things you cover? So those kinds of events that you don't really think about, that's where I feel like some of my background in counseling and just my experiences with students over the years and people over the years has helped. So. You might ask, yes, go ahead.
I haven't been on your website yet, but if I wanted to schedule something with you, could I see your availability through your website?
I don't have a schedule on there. I work from home. As a project manager, I work from home, so I have my phone on me all the time. It is an option for the website provider that I've chosen, but I haven't decided. So you can leave a message, you can send me an email. I have 2 phones on me all the time, so.
What have you found has been the most challenge, the biggest challenge that you faced, maybe in the early stages of your business, but through the actual formation earlier this year?
That's a really good question. I have lots of those things. Not sure some of them I want to share, but probably the biggest challenge is, again, the pricing and how to package the services is difficult for me because I'm the kind of person who goes, I feel like I go the extra mile. And so if I say I'm going to give you 10 hours of, X to provide this, it's probably going to be over and above that. So pricing is one of those, and again, just the marketing and breaking away from the traditional go to work, get a paycheck. That is difficult. But as I approach retirement age, I want to be able to do something that still can provide an income, but that I find very rewarding and fun. I want to have fun, and I plan to have fun. So, yeah.
Do you partner with photographers?
I haven't. I have a very good relationship with a couple of the venue, particularly from downtown. I have done a wedding in Springfield, so I've worked with them. So it is my intention to eventually make contact with several of them. I have done with a couple. I've met the Von Holten. I'm terrible at names, the Von Holten, but it is my intention to travel and view all of those, even if they're not ones where a client might be looking. But yes, so partnering with, like you said, florists and photographers, and I'll be assisting with a video this weekend at a wedding. So lots of, the whole wide range of event planning. So, another question?
Would you say you are maintaining your business? You're launching the business? Are you trying to grow the business?
I'm launching. I've done a lot of these things over the years, but never as a business. So I'm launching.
So what do you see on the horizon 6 months, a year from now?
6 months, like next spring, I would like to have several bookings, whether it be for weddings or other types of events. I'd like to get through the holidays because I already have a lot of events that are, planned, just not paid. But so I would like to, for the spring and summer, to have several events so that I felt like I was off the ground now. Down the road, it is my desire to have my own venue, because I would like to be able to offer my own variety of retreats and conferences, along with allowing other people to use my facilities.
So then do you already have a place in mind?
No. Definitely open to people who would be interested in investing or providing a place and me running that place. I like to leave the options open. I have ideas of what it looks like, but I don't have ideas of the location.
So what is one of the most unique events that you've done? Does one come to mind? Or
Probably, as I said, the hat and scarf party, because you don't think of celebrating things like cancer. And we had a party, but it was just family when she was told she was in total remission. But I think probably, I don't know if I could identify one specific thing, but some of the workshops and things that I've planned, we do some really creative type things. This was just a real quick, short example of, you probably have done activities like that one before. But I really believe in those kinds of events of, interaction, and I want people involved, and because you're there, I want you to get something out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you come up with all the ideas on your own?
No. I was actually thinking about that as I worked on this presentation. I probably have never done something completely on my own, because there's always the internet where you find ideas. But I am a lot of times in conversation with other friends who do similar things, or friends who have similar interests, whether it be a hobby or I have a great friend that we used to work here together, and she has moved back to the area, and so we're planning a retreat together, probably in February time frame. So yeah, I can't do it alone. There are just too many ideas. I love to bounce ideas off, and then eventually sometimes I'll go back and the final product may be mine, or the final product may be, this is what you want, it's your event. I'm just here to carry it out, and if you need me to clean the tables off, that's what I can do. Whatever, yeah. So it's never just me. Even though the business is just me, I didn't even put my husband on it. Anything else?
So what can we do as a community to help you?
Probably the biggest thing is promote, and as you mentioned, somebody mentioned word of mouth is one of the best ways. So helping me, but also if you are involved in activities that could use an extra helping hand. Granted, I do want to get paid, but I also recognize the benefit of me being involved in the community. And when I left my position here at the college, I traveled for about 3 years. I was not home except on Saturdays and Sundays. So this is my opportunity to also get back into the community, and so I believe that's important. And so allowing me to help in some of those events that can also give me some resume material, testimonials, pictures for my website, those kinds of things are probably where I can be the most, you can be the most help to me.
Very good. Well, thank
Thank
you
you.
for presenting.